Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech and this is the unboxing of the OPPO A3s. Now OPPO has launched this phone at 11,000 rupees only in one variant with 2GB of RAM and 16GB of storage in two colors, red and dark purple. And I have the red color with us right now. Now without any further ado, let's get on with the unboxing. So guys, this is the box and on the front it says OPPO A3s, bigger battery, dual cameras. At the bottom we have a quick preview of how the phone looks, the front and the back. On the left side we have just the OPPO branding and the sticker from Flipkart. On the right side, once again we have the OPPO branding. At the top there's nothing, and at the bottom we have some specifications and some manufacturing related information. Now on the back we have the IMEI numbers and the SAR value along with the variant information, colors and OLT information. Now over here we have the SAR value, so let me just zoom in. So this is the SAR value. Now let's just get on with the unboxing. OPPO has finally launched the cheapest phone in the Indian market with a display notch, both offline and online. Now this phone is priced at 11,000 rupees and only comes in one variant with 2GB of RAM and 16GB of storage, and it's available in two colors, dark purple and red. We have the red color with us right now. So guys, at the top we have this cardboard case. Let me just open it up. We have the SIM card ejector followed by a soft silicone transparent case and some documentation, important information guide and a quick start guide. Next we have the phone itself, which we'll come back to in a minute. Next we have a power adapter with a maximum output of 5 watts. A 10 watts power adapter would have been great. And finally we have just the micro USB charging cable. Now let me just put everything aside and come back to the phone. So guys, this is the phone. Now let me just peel the sticker off. On the back, once again we have the IMEI number sticker, some warning information and some SIM card related information over here. Now that's all it takes to remove the plastic cover. And with this I have removed the IMEI stickers. Now this is how the phone looks on the back. And this is how it looks on the front. Now let's have a quick physical overview and then check out the specs. Now this phone is a complete plastic build with a metal frame at the center and a 2.5D curved fiberglass on the back. Now at the top we have the dual camera setup with a 13 megapixel primary camera and a 2 megapixel secondary camera for depth sensing with a single LED flash. That's followed by OPPO branding, and at the bottom it's completely plain. On the front it has a massive 6.2-inch IPS display with HD+ resolution in 19:9 aspect ratio with a display notch and a 2.5D curved glass for protection. OPPO calls this display a super full view screen. Now above the display, in the notch, we have the 8 megapixel front facing camera, earpiece and some sensors. At the bottom it is completely plain, there are no capacitive buttons and the bezel is also pretty small. Now at the top it is completely plain. On the right side we have just the power button made of plastic. On the left side we have the SIM card tray along with the volume buttons. This is how the SIM card tray looks like, and it can house 2 nano SIMs and a dedicated SD card slot. At the bottom, we have the speaker grill, micro USB charging port, 2 microphone holes, and a 3.5mm audio jack. By the way guys, it also comes with a free tempered glass pre-applied. Now under the hood, it sports a Snapdragon 450 processor with Adreno 506 GPU with 2GB of RAM and 16GB of storage. Now the processor is built using the 14nm architecture, so it is power efficient. It has all the basic sensors including a compass, but it is missing a fingerprint scanner. Now this phone packs a massive 4230 mAh battery, has a thickness of 8.2 mm and weighs 168 grams. Now this is the free case that we get in the box. Let me just put it on. Now this is how the phone looks with the case on. It has all the cutouts for ports and even the camera module. And for the camera module and even for the display, it has a raised lip. So no matter how you place your phone, whether it's face down or face up, display or the camera module won't get scratched easily. At the bottom, we have this flap to cover the charging port, just in case if you drop it in water. It adds a little bit of protection. Not a lot, might not be useful at all, but something is definitely better than nothing. Now let me turn on the phone and set it up and see what we get right out of the box. Now as there is no fingerprint scanner on this phone, they are replacing it with a face unlock feature, just like the Realme one. So directly at the startup screen, you get the option to add your facial data and the password. So let me just do that. Now we're all set. Now it's asking us if we want to install all these applications. Make sure you click the skip button. Now this is how the phone looks once you set it up. Once again, there is no app drawer as usual. Let me just reduce the volume. But there is something going on with these applications. It's asking me to wait. It's probably downloading some applications, which I never asked it to do. Now on the leftmost corner, we have something called the Smart Assist. Once you enable it, you just get some notifications, calendar information, regular stuff, nothing impressive. Now this is the recent apps page. Let me clear the RAM. So out of that 2 GB of RAM, we get about 764 MB of free RAM right out of the box. Now that's without installing any applications and with some background processing going on. So out of that 16 GB of storage, we get about 7.17 GB of free space for our user apps and user data. Now let me tell you, that is really small, and if you install few applications, maybe even 1 or 2 games, you will be running out of space. Now you should definitely have at least 1 GB of free space on your phone. Otherwise your phone will slow down. Now 16 GB of storage, that's one thing I really hate about this phone. Anyway, going on next, this is the about page. This phone is running ColorOS version 5.1 based on Android version 8.1 Oreo. So that's pretty cool. And it even has the June security patch. Just for a quick reference, Moto E5 Plus, which is being sold at 12,000 rupees, that was launched 10 days ago, still has March security patch. So considering that, at least OPPO is giving us latest software updates. Now once again, let's go to the home screen. These are all the apps that got pre-installed automatically. So if you're not going to use any of these applications, please uninstall them immediately, as it will affect your performance and you will be running out of storage much faster. So to uninstall any of these applications, simply press and hold and click delete. And that's how you can uninstall application. So just uninstall or disable any application that you don't use. Now with that said, let's go to the camera application. Now this is the user interface for the rear camera. You can swipe left for the portrait mode. Now we can just select to focus, change the exposure, and that's all. We also have auto HDR, so that's a great thing. Now let's check the front facing camera, and just from initial impressions I can say that the front camera is going to be really good. Now it also has auto HDR for the front facing camera. That's a great thing. Rarely phones offer that. And we also have the portrait mode or the depth effect mode for the front facing camera. Once again, another good thing about this phone. Now coming to video recording, we can record video at 1080p, that's the maximum resolution. Now even for the rear camera, we can record video at a maximum of 1080p resolution at 30 fps. So far so good. Now this is the button for 2x zoom, and it is definitely a digital zoom. The secondary camera, 2 megapixel one, is just used for depth sensing to take portrait shots. So if you zoom in, you're going to lose details and the resolution as well. Now these are all the modes. We have the time-lapse, video, photo, portrait, and panorama. There is no manual mode or slow motion on this phone. Now these are some sample shots. Now these are all the sensors that are available on this phone. We have gyroscope, proximity ambient sensors, compass, literally all the basic stuff are available on this phone. Now these are the Antutu and Geekbench scores. Now before we test the face unlock feature, let's look at some important settings. Go to face unlock settings, over here enter the password. Make sure you enable this toggle, so even in low lighting conditions, face unlock works without any problems. Next, make sure you check this option so that you don't have to swipe up to unlock the phone. Next, make sure you enable this toggle if you don't want your phone to unlock if your eyes are closed. Now with all that said, let's check the face unlock feature. Now I'm going to turn off the screen, keep my eyes open. Now that's definitely fast. I can't even see the lock screen. Now that's the lock screen. Unlock. So guys, face unlock on this phone is super fast. Definitely the fastest face unlock I've seen in this price segment. Now let's try turning off the light. So even with the lights off, or even in low lighting conditions, it is performing quite well. So in low lighting conditions, it's taking like a second but it's pretty fast. Definitely faster than other phones. Now let me try by closing my eyes. Eyes closed. So it's not working. So guys, that was the face unlock. Now this phone also has something called the music party, where you can turn on hotspot on this phone, connect other OPPO devices to this phone, and play the same song on all the phones at the same time. Now that's definitely a cool feature, but I don't have other OPPO phones right now to test it out. So we have to just go with the OPPO's word on it. By the way guys, I've just checked, this phone doesn't support adaptive storage feature, so we can't install apps to the SD card or use SD card as internal storage. So you have to manually move your data to SD card. If you have a lot of WhatsApp data, then once again it's going to be a problem. Another thing that I've noticed is, even though this phone is running ColorOS based on Android 8.1, it is actually running an older version of ColorOS. So the notification area is slightly different and the animations are slightly choppy. Even the recent apps page is slightly old. Now with that said, let me just try to play a video on YouTube and show you how it looks like on this phone. Now this is the Mission Impossible trailer on the OPPO A3s. And we also have the pin gesture that works right out of the box. And once you do that, this is how the screen looks. Now let's test the speaker loudness. So guys, speaker on this phone is loud enough for media consumption, ringtones, and basically it is loud enough for all activities. So guys, this is the new OPPO A3s. It really has a lot of good things like the new display with the notch, good cameras, especially the dual camera setup in this price segment from OPPO, a Snapdragon 450 processor, decently large 4000 mAh battery, and literally a lot of good things. But it too has two major flaws. One is definitely the lack of storage. It just comes with 16 GB of storage and you get about 7.5 GB of free storage for your user apps and user data. And besides that, once again, it doesn't have a fingerprint scanner. So these are definitely two major cons. So I would definitely not recommend this phone for everyone. But if you're a very basic user and want the display notch in this price segment with good cameras, then you can consider this phone. But you will run out of storage a lot and your phone might become pretty slow too. So just keep that in mind. So guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.